would you just describe the overall approach and at-bats of your hitters tonight?
That's probably as good a night as we've had all year. Just all night, a lot of different guys on a lot of different pitches. I thought our game plan going in was really good, and those guys went out and really executed. And obviously in a big series to grab it on Sunday here, that's a peek at what we can do when we're really clicking, and we just had a ton of great at-bats.
Obviously, tonight was an apex of a performance from Hicks, but he's been really good for a while now. How would you describe the at-bats he's been having in the last month?
Terrific. I mean, he's controls the strike zone from both sides of the plate. He's one of those guys that makes the pitcher work really hard, takes his walks, and we've really seen the power come on here, especially if right-handed. He's hit some really, really big shots. So he's just he's playing really well for us, and we need it.
Right here, front row.
Aaron, this was Sereno, another great outing. It was his 18th start, his 81st game of the season. At what point is not too early anymore that you might start thinking, well, this guy has a shot at winning the Cy Young?
Oh. I don't really look at it like that. Certainly not now. He's our ace. He's been one of the best pitchers in the game. There's no question about it. But then again, that's a long way off, and I just know I love handing him the ball for us every fifth time through, and he set the tone for us again tonight and got us deep into the game, and was really on top of his game once again.
Dan,
how important was Kyle tonight? Just getting that hit finally, and obviously a good job behind the plate. Yeah, it was a really good effort by him. Was on a pretty good page with Sevy the whole time. I thought he slowed things down really well behind the plate, and then, that's the kind of power we've seen from him at times. And I felt like eventually, if he got a pitch, especially from a lefty, that he could do some damage with, he'd eventually get him. And he had a couple of good swings, almost hit another one, but that was a big time shot for your first hit.
Brendan to the right.
Hicks has done it once other time in his career, but what kind of accomplishment is it to hit home runs from both sides of the plate in one night?
I don't know. It's pretty good. I can't imagine hitting from both sides of the plate at this level, and to be able to do it like he has, and to do it on this stage, to really go out and to have a 3-homer night and one from each side. I'm sure that's some pretty special company he joined.
Kenny in the middle.
Aaron, there's a conventional wisdom in baseball that you want to have a versatile offense ideally, and not too dependent on home runs. I'm wondering if you ever worry about that, or that ever concerns you.
I don't even know what that means anymore. I think at some point we had the best record in the game when we didn't homer. If you don't homer, usually teams don't score a lot of runs in those games. I don't know. Look, we're built. We have power. We're going to hit the ball out of the ballpark. The idea is we want to create as much traffic as possible, and give our guys a chance. And a lot of times mistakes that we get that we hit well, get put in the seats. That's just how we're built, and I think that's a good thing.
Dan.
We talked last night about the Red Sox maybe having Sonny's number. Do you look at it as maybe you guys have Price's number, just the way you guys have hit him over the years?
I know this year we've had two good performances against him. Obviously tonight we hit him well, but we also understand that that's a really good pitcher over there, and he's capable, when he's on top of his game, of shutting down anyone, including us. So I don't even get caught up in that. I look at it as one of those nights where our game plan was on point. We got some pitches to handle, and when we did, we put them in the seats.
And of all the things we've asked you since spring training, the only
topic that you seem to get animated about negatively is what Ken just asked you. Is it just that you just don't understand the topic, or?
Yeah, I think it's, I guess because I've been kind of going through it in the past postseasons, and it's just they're too reliant on the homer, this team, or this team doesn't rely on the homer, and they just string 4 hits together against Verlander, which doesn't happen. Those Royals, Giants teams that won, go back and look at those games. They stuck it in the seats one time and had great pitching. Create traffic, pitch well. You're going to get, when you're up against a great team with great pitching, you're going to get shut down. And it's not because you didn't hit a homer, it's because great pitching shut you down. And it's really hard against those guys to string together hits, 3 and 4 hits in an inning, which I love. I want to happen all the time, but I think the more guys you have that consistently get on base, the more chance you have at scoring. And you're going to be up against it some nights, especially when you're facing elite pitching. And I don't think it's necessarily going to be because you relied on the homer. I think it's because a great pitcher was able to shut you down.
George.
Aaron, is this race going to be as close as it is now for the rest of the season?
They're a great team. I mean, they really are. Their offense is scary. I mean, they have some obviously great hitters in there. Outstanding starting pitching, and their bullpen's been really good, anchored by an elite closer. So we know they have a great team over there. And they win a lot of games, it seems like. So, I don't know. It's the beginning of July here, and I just want us to focus on our house and really just trying to go out there and play the best brand of baseball we can. And hopefully when we look up at the end, it's good enough. But, look, I'm sure it's going to be a fun few months.